Hi everyone, my name is Jason Varghese, and this is my big family in India. So, I love going to India, but every time I go there, the first things my relatives say to me is not hi. It's usually something like, ni chila vannam vechalo, or ni shinichi poilo. You know, everyone out there has got an opinion, but nobody's really got a solution. So you take matters into your own hands, and you may download a couple of fitness apps like MyFitnessPal to track your calories. Maybe you've got an app to track your workouts, another one for cardio. Maybe you've got an Apple Watch to track your steps, and a Whoop to track your recovery. But the issue here is that none of these things really connect, and they don't even really talk back to you. Overall, they're very passive and don't really show you the big picture of your health. The best solution by far to getting in shape is to hire a personal trainer. However, they cost about $150 per session or more. And over a span of a couple months, that adds up pretty quick and isn't really affordable for most people. That's why we built Ascend. One app, one intelligent AI personal trainer for less than $10 a month. And it does three things. It coaches you, it knows you, and it reaches out to you. You see, the AI is trained on your health data, meaning your sleep, your workouts, your nutrition, your recovery, and your health history. We are the only platform that combines all of your health data in one place that actually talks back to you. This is not just another tracker. This is the entire operating system for your health. So currently we're live on the App Store, and we offer two subscription models. One going for $100 a year, and that comes with a free trial. The other option is set for $7 a week, and this is without a free trial. And the reason we structure it this way is just to push our users toward the annual plan, just because it's better value for them and better retention for us. The more data that you put into the app, the more it benefits you, making it a little more indispensable in the future. We are in a $30 billion fitness app market. And with our old version of the app, we only offered workout tracking and calorie tracking. And we ran 2 influencer campaigns on a tight budget that got us to about 50 plus active subscriptions. So with the new version of the app that we have that I'm gonna show you guys, we have really high hopes for a higher conversion rate. So I'm not working on this alone. I met my co-founder George at my freshman year of college at Bible study, and we found a shared passion in fitness and in tech, and we both really love that aspect of this. But beyond fitness, I'm a former pre-med, and I worked in healthcare for the last 5 years. And one thing that I noticed is that our healthcare system really just shows up for people a lot of the times after they've already gotten sick, and not really before that. So in the future, I really want Ascend to become the face of preventative healthcare. And today, for our ask, we're raising $25,000 on a safe at a $1 million cap. And that money will go directly towards our AI and software to power our product and the marketing that we know already scales. We found a winning video format during our process of influencer marketing that we found worked. So that marketing is, our money will go towards that marketing specifically. Lastly, our faith is at the core of our business. It is what dictates how we treat every user, how me and my co-founder treat each other, how we build, and why we believe we were called to build this. And lastly, rather than me telling you guys any more about the product, I actually want to show you guys a quick demo for about 1:30 with the remaining time that I have.
Good evening, I'm Ascend, your new trainer. Your goal comes down to 4 things. Weigh in every morning, hit your calories, train, and journal. First tile. Track macros by search, photo, or Siri. Eating out? I'll find the best order for your macros and taste. And because progress comes from your weekly trend, one imperfect day won't ruin your week. I average your weigh-ins to show the real trend. When a lift stalls, I adjust the plan. Ascend builds around your strengths and weaknesses, then gives you every exercise, weight, and rep. It auto-regulates, tracks progressive overload, and can check your form live. For cardio, I plan around your races and lifting, then coach your pace using live heart rate. Call me, FaceTime me, or use Siri. Show me your pantry, a menu, your meal, or your workout. I see what you see, remember your history, and coach you in real time. Text me questions, photos, or voice notes. In group chats, I run challenges, update leaderboards, and call out anyone falling behind. Sleep, nutrition, recovery, and movement all connect. I learn your patterns and tell you what to do next. A tracker records what you did. A trainer changes what you do next. And I speak every language, even yours. Nyan Esendana. Namukku തുടങ്ങാം.
Give me 1 second. Just for you guys, so I got the actual app, so you guys can take a look at it.
I just downloaded it, man.
That's the most recent update. We got a lot more updates to do. Like we have one more coming out soon, but that's the most current version that's live on the App Store.
That's cool.
So I'll start off, great presentation, and also the video of your website and what it does is great. Question for you on how many do you currently have subscriptions?
Currently
50.
we got to 50 after like 2 influencer campaigns. Right now we're like hovering between like 43 to 45, and we just dropped this new update, so that was with our old version, like that just had workout tracking and calorie tracking. So this whole interactive stuff, this proactive approach hasn't even been applied to it yet, and we just dropped that like a week ago.
So effectively, the old is really, you've ended that or will shortly?
Well, we just updated it, right? So that was the old version, just provided those 2 features, right? And we didn't even start off as that. Right? We started off as just a calorie tracking, workout tracking app with a physique rating as well. And like we talked to our customers and realized like, hey, like if we're gonna do this, let's actually help people lose weight. Let's help them build muscle. And we were like, they wanted to get feedback, right? A lot of these apps don't really get feedback.
So on the 50 that you had, what percent were female and versus male?
I actually didn't track those, to be honest, but we are more male dominated for sure.
So, fantastic job on your presentation, and like this is where the puck is going. This is like the hottest thing right now. If you think about the adoption of Whoop, like I haven't taken this Whoop band off in like 3 years.
Yeah.
The skin color is like weird underneath it too. So it's like, but like this is Google obviously made a big play with Fitbit, the new young one. Apple, they're talking about putting the sensors in the earbuds now. So this is exactly where the puck is going, because if you combine your own health data with AI, that's one thing OpenAI doesn't have, Claude doesn't have. They don't have your health data. So my question is how are you getting it? Because does this have to first pair with Apple Watch or with the Whoop? Because nothing in the app looks great from a design, UX.
Appreciate it.
I like how the design is actually really good, but how is Ascend getting my heart rate?
So if you have a Apple Watch, right, it already tracks everything. So when you start the onboarding, we ask you, do you want to connect anywhere? So that could be a Garmin, that could be a Whoop, that could be an Apple Watch, right? So it shows you, for that page specifically, you would have to have a wearable to track like your CRV and all that.
So the person has to pay for the Whoop subscription or and also this, which is important to note.
Yeah.
But Whoop is getting the same data as you, or Apple Watch is getting. It's just how you're visualizing and what you're recommending. That's the differentiator, right?
Yeah, because Whoop is a hardware product at the end of the day, right? The software is what actually combines it, and we really show you obviously Whoop shows you stats, right? And you can see a software behind the hardware, but it doesn't really connect to fitness specifically, right? For getting in shape, you want to see like a lot of things that are heavily correlated with how to get in shape. That means your nutrition, right? That means your workouts.
Yep.
So you want to see all of that data.
Yeah, I guess my question then is, I'm trying to think of what the real differentiators are between this and what's out there from big multi-billion-dollar companies. the fact that you could take a photo of chicken and it tells me the calories, I think that's a differentiator. I don't see that. So is that in the app?
Yeah, so you can take a photo, and there are apps that already do that. But along with that, like, they don't really, like, say you take a photo of a bowl of chicken or rice, right? But there's some olive oil drizzle on top of it.
Yeah.
You can't really tell in the photo, so we add like a feature where you can quickly just add like a text box, and it'll come up when you take the photo, and you can just edit it and say, hey, there's olive oil drizzle on top of it. You can text it, and that'll obviously make it more accurate. But I mean, calorie tracking in of itself is a hard habit to start. I'm very aware of that,
Yeah.
right? So we need that in of itself is like, we need to create this habit for people.
Totally.
So we want to make it as frictionless as possible. So recently we also just added Siri. So I mean, you can literally, if you ask the phone right now, hey, you can say, hey, Ascend, you there? And it'll literally respond. And you can say, a lot of people kind of have a rough estimate of their calories sometimes, right? Like if you eat the same meal, you can say, hey, use my saved meal with ground beef and rice that I eat every day. Add that to my lunch today. That's all it takes. That's like maybe 2 or 3 seconds, right? Really quick. But yeah, just making it as frictionless as possible.
Right.
Yeah, just to echo, I'm a huge fan of this. I'm a Whoop guy. My color's really white underneath my band. Actually, I was an early investor into MyFitnessPal.
Oh, really?
We just recently acquired Cal AI.
Yeah, we saw that, yeah.
And so the biggest thing though that they're struggling with is how do you make it work ubiquitously through iOS as well as Android.
Yeah.
Everything that you spoke about is on the Apple side. What are you doing on the Android side?
So we haven't actually dropped on the Google Play Store yet, just because we saw the metrics behind Cal AI specifically and a lot of other fitness apps, and a lot of these apps are heavily just way more iOS focused, and a lot of their revenue comes from iOS specifically. I think it was like maybe 15-20% of the revenue, the total revenue actually comes from Android. So we figured if we're gonna do this, we might as well push iOS first. Use like the app is a lot more smoother because it's iOS native language is Swift. So we want to do that first, and then when we get more customers and stuff, we'll definitely probably go through it.
How much investment have you already made in?
All right, so like $3,500 were invested from me and my co-founder each, and I'm not gonna sit here and say like the money was invested the best way. We had our first influencer campaign, and it sucked for me. I was working a parking job, and I put all that money like straight to it. So like went broke, I had to go back to the job again. And then, you know, we're back here again, and I'm willing to invest everything. I'm going full time with this thing. Like, I've realized this is the problem that I want to solve. And if I'm gonna do it, I need to do it the right way. And I gotta at least like, I have to actually help people out with this thing. So,
But you asked for $25,000. What do you? How far is that really going to go to finish this and get it up and running?
it definitely would need more than that eventually. Like the 25,000 is just kind of kickstart off our things, and like we would use that for just so like a lot of those features that we have, they obviously cost the API costs, all the software costs, and the marketing costs of all these things. So 25,000 definitely isn't enough. But just for our first round, we want to use this, and we want to obviously use trial and error to find out what works more and more, right? And with that, we can scale and go for like a bigger round of funding later.
But once you're up and running, what does it cost to you to fund this to operate?
To fund this to operate right now, we spend about,
AWS?
huh?
AWS costs?
Yeah, all the AWS costs, all the we use Gemini on the back end, so you can FaceTime.
Yep.
So that all costs, and like it really depends on the user as well, because all those AI tokens are being used. Because if you FaceTime the coach, that's like a lot of like money that's being
What's your
used.
monthly burn rate now?
The monthly burn rate right now, I believe it's hovering between like $500 to like $600 right now.
Thanks for your honest answer, by the way, earlier. It's not easy to, when you put your own money into it, not everything works, right?
Yeah.
So, appreciate the honesty there. I think this is something just for everyone. I mean, again, fantastic, but a lot of these businesses, like everybody wants to have a really high valuation, but it actually comes back to haunt you later on. So at this stage of where your companies are at, if it's pre-revenue, half product, right? And it's just the early innings. You don't want to go after like a multi-million-dollar valuation, because what ends up happening is that now puts a dot in the sand, and you have to make sure your next round is higher than that, okay? And when you don't, you have down rounds, and there's ratchet clauses, and you start losing your company really quickly. I talk to a lot of founders, and they're always trying to get this high valuation, but at this stage, all you want is strategic, good, helpful, thoughtful money that can, I can have customers, I'm now making money and go from there. So I guess my thought is around was it a $1 million valuation?
Yeah, we set it at $1 million valuation.
Okay. Can you just walk us through that, like how you got to that number?
Yeah, so the reason I chose that number was just because we looked at what we provide for people, right? And like I said, the biggest thing that we do is we're proactive, right? Like we give you feedback on what you're doing. So if you're struggling to lose, if you're at 173 pounds, 3 weeks into your cut, like we're gonna tell you like, hey, something is not working here. You need to change this. And we obviously throw that in there, and we have all these features. So like the healthy fast food, that's a whole different cost right there to get all these menus. So you know, if you should do that right now, you have to check all these different menus. There's a whole back end and food database for all these things. So all these costs add up pretty quickly. And I think we offer a lot. Like I said, the biggest thing that I'm trying to do is actually solve the problem, helping people get into shape, right? And these involve a variety of different factors, and everyone does things differently. So that's like, there's so many different things that add up to that.
Video testimonials are going to do awesome for this, right? Just having a couple guinea pigs who are using it and transformed and so forth. Sorry, Rob, I think there's one question. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, privacy. How are you keeping my data secure? And is it shared with anyone? Are you selling it to third parties for targeted ads or anything like that? Like, walk us through the privacy.
Yeah. So of course, like we take a lot of data, and we take very, very specific data. That's really, really important, right? So everything is on the back end is Firebase, so automatically through AWS, and that Google infrastructure, they handle all that for us. And yeah, we're not going to sell any of this data. Like we already discussed that. And, yeah.
So when you think about the 50 plus customers that you have you gotten any wins out of it yet? Any outcomes?
We haven't. We have some outcomes. Like a couple of my friends even used it, and then they were like they definitely found some results. And even to myself, like if you look at the app, I'm literally using it myself. I've already lost like 8 pounds on my own cut, and like you can literally check the data. It'll show you the weight by weight, weekly progression. And yeah, we haven't had I need to get more testimonials from people. So definitely reach out.
So that's the biggest thing that you need to be chasing right now.
Yeah.
You know, you already have 50 people on there. They already prepaid for the annual. For them to get the renewal, you don't know what's going to happen, right?
Exactly.
So you have a runway of 10 months, 11 months that they have to figure out how can you make sure that they get the outcome that they're looking for. If they're trying to lose 30 pounds or whatever, you need to help them make sure that happens. And then you need to get the testimonials and just remarket that. And you, honestly, I wouldn't even worry about influencers and spending money on that. Totally. You can just put that content out there.
Yeah, we need that proof out there immediately.
Yeah.
100%.
Great job.
Yeah. Thank you.